you guys grew up together and you grew up in Oregon.
Correct. We grew up in Eugene, Oregon. I'm older brother by 2 years, and we've had quite the journey to get to this point. 15 years now at Bommarito Art. Built this from the ground up, and now we're fortunate to positively impact the lives of people. You could say around the world. We've shipped to all 50 states, 30 plus countries. It's been an amazing journey. As most entrepreneurial journeys are, it's been very challenging, but we stayed the course. You go through those checkpoints, like the metaphor of racing a car. You go through a checkpoint, next checkpoint, checkpoint, checkpoint. If you continue to go, you continue to have the opportunity to do what we've done, which is built this company, and we're here today to share more.
Love it. So you guys, let me ask you, so growing up together, I want to kind of hear about your upbringing a bit. You guys, Jeff, you told me a little bit last time about, chopping wood, starting your first business. Was Daniel a part of that as well? Or was he doing his own thing? Were you guys close like in high school, chasing the same girls, running with the same groups, playing the same sports? Or kind of how was it growing up in the Bommarito household with competition? Because I know, Jeff, you're extremely competitive, and I'm assuming your brother is as well.
I grew up more in the outdoor world, outdoor adventure, water sports, river rafting, fishing, hunting with my group of friends, and Jeff was more in the sports world, so we weren't together as often.
Got it.
Early on, but a lot of overlap there. But
So you were not in the golf world.
I didn't have an interest in golf early on. It was fun for me to watch and be a part of in that way, but I was more focused on photography, nature, fishing, hunting, everything connected to nature and adventure and travel and the outdoors.
And was that in Oregon specifically? Because obviously Oregon is known for that kind of stuff, right? Woods and rivers and mountains and all that.
Oregon is world class for photography, but also for nature, landscapes. You've got mountains, you've got the volcanic range, you've got fault block ranges, you've got the ocean scenes, deserts, rainforests, waterfalls. Pretty much every type of landscape scene in the world exists in Oregon. But primarily it started with our grandfather, a sea captain of 40 years. He got me the camera and encouraged both of us to pursue our passions early on in life.
I love that.
And that was in 1997.
That's how a lot of musicians get going, and obviously artists. Someone in the family, someone that they know, gifts them something and says you should try this out, and then that person, ends up loving it, and they grow up in that. In your guys' case, became your guys' career. That's super cool. So then, did you do the hunting?
Hunting, fishing.
What kind of hunting?
More of duck hunting and things of that nature.
Shotguns.
Shotguns.
I
Nice.
did a lot of big game hunting during that time period. What's interesting, not to get off on a philosophical tangent, but we become who we associate with. And
Sure.
a lot of that's a product of, we don't choose. Early on in life, we don't choose this person necessarily. It's when you're young, your parents might put someone around you, hey, let's go on an adventure with this person, and you learn from them and say, oh, that's interesting, and then you sort of go in that direction.
You vibe off them a bit.
You vibe off of them. I mention that because our paths have interwoven and gone apart and come together many times. But early on, I happened to be around certain people. That was more so in the golf world and sports world, and he was around certain people, was more so in outdoors and adventure. But of course, there was overlap.
Would you say that you were more drawn towards the entrepreneurial spirit a little bit more than your brother as far as making money and doing that kind of a thing?
I don't think that we're innately that different in that regard. I think it's just more of a product of what I was alluding to, that I happened to be around those people earlier and
just
being
associates.
and being an older brother, being 2 years older at that age, 3rd grade, 5th grade, it's a big difference, for
Sure.
example, right? When you're 12 versus 14.
Yeah, the difference in maturity gets less the older you get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So 14 being a freshman in high school and being at a different school, being in middle school, is that example. Those are defining periods when I was introduced to golf very late in life,
Sure.
age 14, went in that direction.